If right now you're generating leads for your organization, but you're just not quite getting the return on investment, in this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 best practices for lead generation and overall the mindset of acquiring business online, in the hopes that you can take some of the lessons and apply them to your current systems to ultimately make your efforts more profitable and worthwhile for your own organization. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome in. All we do is talk about how to hit $200,000 a month inside of healthcare facilities. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. You know that we talk densely about new patient acquisition, best practices for scheduling, show rates, and conversion rates, in addition to advertising as well. So let's dive in. We're going to talk everything lead gen today. So the first thing that I'm seeing with lead generation in healthcare, number 1, big mistake, is believing that the leads are mutually exclusive. Okay, that's the first thing I'm seeing. The people that are generating leads are believing that these leads only belong to their organization. So what happens is they get a lead, and when they call the lead and they don't answer once, they're like, hey, call me back. And then the lead doesn't call back, and then they're like, oh, they were just a bad lead, right? So what's happening is, if we look at the algorithm, and I've talked about this on different videos, right? And I don't like to mention the algorithm a lot, to be honest with you. I think you just have to understand more so how these big data centers are working together. So what's happening right now is we have these big platforms like Meta. And Meta, what they're doing is they're looking at, and they've accumulated all this data for all their users over the course of years, okay? So like people like myself have had Facebook already for, closer to 15 years, maybe even more than 15 years, right? So what's happening now is they have all this data on the users, and they also know what the advertisers are doing as well. So what they're doing is they're reading the messages that the advertisers are putting out, and then they're looking at the users and all the data points that correspond, and then they're serving relevant ads to those users, okay? And what's happened more so, even in the recent years, is that if I hypothetically sign up for some sort of ad, okay? Let's say I sign up and I buy a lamp online, a real random example, even outside of healthcare. I buy a lamp, and what's gonna happen next, I'm gonna be seeing all of these different types of lamps come across my feed, even if I only make one purchase, okay? Because what it's doing is it's trying to increase the probability of you finding similar products and services that you've already expressed interest in, okay? Now, some people might say, well, hey, I already bought the lamp. I don't need to see 5,000 more. Hey, I'm not up to make that decision. You'll have to go to the Facebook gods on that one. But all I can say right now is that the probability of you purchasing a lamp and then seeing more lamps that are related or similar to that previous purchase is extremely high. And that's also happening in lead generation, okay? So because of the algorithm and the nature of the beast right now, if you get a lead for chiropractic, physical therapy, dental, whatever the offer is, very likely that individual, the person who became your lead, is now seeing ads for other similar providers, okay? And more than likely, most savvy consumers, they're looking at a few different options. They're trying to play the field a little bit before they make a decision, okay? So when you believe that the leads are mutually exclusive, it incentivizes laziness, it incentivizes slow lead response, and it really incentivizes that person on the other line, the actual lead, it incentivizes them to go somewhere else that is gonna outreach, okay? So just some general best practices. Again, this is not going to be an entire, walk-through video on best practices for scheduling. We actually just did that. This is more so like, hey, you need to be quick on your leads because they're not mutually exclusive. And just the foundational mindset of them only opting in for your business is losing you a lot of money, okay? So second thing that's extremely important for us that I'm seeing people drop the ball all the time is they have fat cat salespeople. Okay, they have fat cat salespeople. What is a fat cat salesperson? Well, the fat cat individual is the person that calls on the lead, and then what they do is they call them one time, they leave a voicemail, they say, call me back. They might even text them saying, call me back, and then the lead never responds, okay? So fat cat closers, they make the lead do the work. That's the big difference. True salespeople will do all the heavy lifting. In fact, I literally just got done talking to my group of docs on our group call. We do a group call every Tuesday inside of our accelerator program where we talk about best practices and things that we're seeing in real time. And I just showed them a video of our sales team following up with a lead that we had for our business. We followed up with them basically once a week, multiple times a week from March 5th to today. And today that person just reached back out and said, hey, I'm ready to take action, okay? Our team had sent that individual, documented by the way. We've documented 76 different text messages over the course of about 5 months, okay? 76 messages, just touching base, sending value, sending YouTube videos, sending statistics, helping with references. Like not just saying, hey, we're following up, right? We were doing our part to stay in the world of the person we knew we could serve, right? We already had a discovery call. We knew that this person was gonna be a great candidate for what we do and how we could help them, right? At the time, it was just a timing thing. So it was up to us to say, okay, we know we can help. We've already done an evaluation. Let's keep them warm now, okay? Let's stay in their world on a weekly basis, not daily, okay? And sometimes that individual will respond with questions that would lead to a chain of messages, but at the end of the day, there were 76 messages sent. So my question to you is, if you're watching this, when's the last time you were willing to send 76 messages to somebody to earn their business before they ever paid you a dime? Because I bet most of you watching wouldn't even consider doing that. You think this person was a waste of time. My time's worth more. I'm not gonna follow up like that. That's not worth my time. A lot of y'all watching this probably say that, and it's sad because that's the mindset that's keeping you as a fat cat closer, fat cat salesperson, okay? So if you have people like this on your team that complain about the leads, not willing to make calls, not willing to send photos, not willing to add value, not willing to have empathy, then you've got yourself a fat cat salesperson, and that's gonna have a dramatic impact on your ability to sell the leads, okay? Because lead generation is more than just sales, right? It's more than just sales, all right? Okay, third thing that's going on right now, there's a level of unsureness in the market, okay? Now, this is just an overall trend right now that we're seeing. We're seeing more people have increasingly number of objections, okay? They've been burned by things online. Even patients coming in for care, they're skeptical about the experience. And what's happening is that because people have been burned online so many times by making stupid decisions, they just have a level of unsureness. And also, to be fair to them, by having we were talking about the auction, the way Facebook and Meta serve their ads to people and how it's using that database, right? Because they're getting served so many ads that are very similar in nature right now, opt in for one thing, buy one thing, see a bunch more of the same, that creates unsureness, right? Especially for lead generation. And why is that? Because with lead generation, they're not like committing to a purchase right away. They might purchase something in terms of like an evaluation, right? But they're not purchasing anything. So what that ultimately means for the business is that the person is not sure which doctor they're gonna work with. They're like, oh, I saw this one, I saw you first. Oh wait, now I saw 5 more opportunities for a dental office down the road, or some other office, right? So it's like, oh wait, I was sure on this one when I signed up, but like, now I'm seeing a lot more, okay? So that creates unsureness. It doesn't mean that they're not buyers, okay? It doesn't mean that they're not buyers, it just means that they have a lot of options and they're gonna go through consideration, okay? So with lead generation, you can see that a lot of this, like we're not talking about advertising, we're not talking about offers, messaging, any of that stuff, lead qualification, okay? When people say they have a hard time with lead gen, okay? If they're in terms of lead generation, appointment setting, right? A lot of times it's because they just have these mindset. They operate like a fat cat closer. They believe that the leads are mutually exclusive. They wonder why they don't call them back, right? And they don't accept the fact that the market has an unsureness, okay? Like when you get a lead, that's someone saying, hey, I'm kind of interested in talking with you, right? And now it's your job to like force the relationship. 76 messages we sent to force the relationship to that individual I talked about earlier, right? So you have to be willing to play the long game. Some leads are gonna buy right now. Some leads are gonna buy in a month, some might buy in a year, some might buy in 2 years, right? And there's a few that no matter what you do, will never buy at all, okay? And those are the individuals like, yeah, just put them in a mass drip, we'll worry about them later. But like speed to lead, not mutually exclusive, don't be a fat cat, okay? That's the biggest thing, don't be a fat cat. And then just believe when you talk to somebody, if they have a little bit of unsureness, that's okay. They should be unsure. They're feeling you out, you're feeling them out, right? Like, just be human with your lead generation and don't be lazy and you'll make a ton more money, okay? And if you want help, okay, you want someone to take a look at your business, maybe look at your lead generation, maybe evaluate to see if you've got some fat cat closers, book a call. Book a call with one of our teammates below. We'll do an evaluation on your practice, see what's going on, see if we can possibly steer you in the right direction. Worst case scenario, okay, you'll at least leave with some general ideas on what your current bottleneck is and how to go about fixing that, okay? If you got value from today, go and apply the value first and then hit subscribe if you like it and you want more. I'm trying to come out with 2 videos a week. One of the only groups I know that's talking about healthcare related sales and marketing activities, at least at this level and this consistently in the brick and mortar space, okay? So go take action. That's the number one thing you can do when you watch this channel. Not even subscribe, I appreciate that, but go take action. And then when you're ready for a little bit more assistance to go to that next level, feel free to book that call, okay? We'll be waiting for you there. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.